Alright, this is podcast 1 for Two Stupid Gamers. This is Jake. And...
It's just Jake. He's going to talk about himself.
Yeah.
What?
We're just kidding.
I'm Dan, that's Fel.
These guys. These assholes. Today we're actually doing our first podcast, and we're doing about Final Fantasy to get it out of the way now, because it's everybody's kind of guilty pleasure at this point.
Well, it's because Final Fantasy IX just had its 14th year anniversary, which means Jake is no longer interested in it anymore.
No, that's not true.
It's too old now for Jake.
Oh, that is really a joke right off the bat. You dick. We're supposed to be talking... We're supposed to be talking about Final Fantasies.
We will. We'll talk. We're going to talk about our favorite Final Fantasies and our least favorite Final Fantasies.
And the good parts and the bad parts.
And our most mediocre Final Fantasies.
Yeah.
So, now, I'm going to start with favorite Final Fantasies, because that's a place where we should go with this. And 9 currently is my favorite one. When I was a kid, younger, 7 was my favorite one.
No way, you were younger when you were a kid? That's weird, because I was older.
I'm going to kick you in the shin or some crap, man, I swear. And this is my favorite heroine right here.
Oh, I like heroine, too.
She is the hottest hottie of all the Final Fantasy girls.
Really?
Yeah.
She's also like 4 feet tall, so...
Yeah,
I met a girl that was exactly like that back in high school.
No.
She really was like that.
Oh, really?
And 4 feet tall, probably. I don't know. She was really short.
Was she that hot?
Yeah, she was.
Why did you take pictures?
Because he's not a creep.
I did ask her out, but she said her parents didn't allow her to date.
Oh,
She left after high school with blacks.
Or to date blacks.
That's not true. She ended up dating some Polynesian guy. I guess she just couldn't date me.
Yeah, something like that, sure. Anyways, my favorite is Final Fantasy IX, followed by 7 and 6, and then 8 can come after that, because 8 was okay, but not grand. And 10 can come after those. That's
Or you just gonna start listing all the Final Fantasies. Oh, and then 6.
You have to have like
My
a
favorite is
list.
1 through 10.
No, you have to have a list and in line, and for the rest of them, Tactics is in there somewhere, but I'm not so sure about the rest. So, Fel.
What makes Final Fantasy IX your favorite, though?
Oh, the characters, the story, the music, the gameplay, the everything? Yes, we'll go with the everything.
Isn't that kind of cheating, just say everything?
Okay, well, the characters are very well developed.
So you're saying there's no better characters than any other Final Fantasy than in 9?
Overall, the characters are better. Like, they actually grow, like, over time, which is nice, because you don't get that in many video games.
Well, Squall grows into more and more of a bitch.
Yeah, he does. Like, that's, like, something that's nice. In most of the Final Fantasies, the characters actually have story arcs that show them growing and getting, becoming better.
That's right. He starts out as a bitch, and then he gets a little bit better by the end.
But all of the characters in Final Fantasy IX do this. Like, and it's, like, real good character growth over time that you actually care about, that emotionally affects you.
So, Senna there grows.
No, not Senna. He's not a main character. Senna is the comedy side character crap. He's nothing compared to
You're
the
gonna
rest.
steal it. Oh, I hate...
This
Number
is,
one. Ah!
Okay, this is probably the number one complaint about Final Fantasy IX is the amount that you have to steal to get all the good stuff.
The steal rates are absolutely ridiculous in this game.
Terrible. And
Even with, like, Master Thief and Bandage.
You've got 4 thieves in this first fight. I wish they had just done that the entire game, because you really do need it.
I remember there was this one boss, like, what was it? Second disc or first disc? I forget. He had like the fairy earrings or something, and it was like 1 out of like 255.
You're talking about the Golem, probably. You remember the
I
Golem?
sat there for an hour and I never got it. Oh my god.
Jake did it for 8 hours.
Yeah,
Literally.
I literally sat there. Just eventually I reset because I thought I had set something up wrong, and I did. I had like not put Master Thief on or some crap. I
think it's Bandit that increases. Master Thief lets you steal
the
more
rare items first.
Like, look at this. This shouldn't take so long.
He doesn't even have, like... This isn't even the worst this game has done.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so the skill rates could have definitely been improved.
And if they do a remake, please do that. The other thing that I don't like about this one is, do you see, like, the character models? How just absolutely atrocious they are.
They're not... This is on an HD TV. This was made for an SD TV.
On the PlayStation, they look this bad. No matter what you play this on, they look this bad.
It's not the...
It's not the hardware, it's the TV.
It's the TV. It looked better.
It's not pixelated.
It looked better on a... Wow, he got some, alright?
Sucks. Yes, thank you. Die, you bastard. Okay, but yeah, the characters, I love the characters for this. The graphics not so much, but the music is just the best music out of any of the Final Fantasies, in my opinion. What? Which one's better?
No, he was just
coughing.
Okay, we'll get to you. You shut your face until then.
Yeah, Dan. What do you think this is? Some kind of talky thingy where everyone gets
some kind of open forum where people can freely express ideas?
No, you two need to learn that this is the...
this is Jake time. Shut up. Bend over.
This is communist Jake-ish. Or Jacob's something country.
Jakistan?
Jakistan, thank you.
Come on.
Just even that hard.
Okay, so there are my favorites. Dan, I think you want to go next.
The black guy gets to go last.
Well, what, do you want to go next?
No, it's okay, you can go, Dan. Go for it.
Like most people, my favorite Final Fantasy is probably my first one, which was 8.
Okay, first one, I was going to say.
Like, oh, Dan, you're so funny.
He's not laughing.
Anyways.
He's serious. He loves 8 the most.
I do.
I know
my
he
favorite
does.
by far. And it's just mainly for nostalgic reasons and the fact that I didn't understand MP when I first played, because I didn't play any RPGs until Final Fantasy came along. My first PlayStation, the PlayStation was one of my first consoles. So 8 was like crazy awesome, and I didn't understand MP, and I'm like, oh look, numbers, I can just cast a spell and then I have less of that spell. That makes sense. And for whatever reason, the whole junctioning system and everything came really easily to me, so I had a great time with that.
It should come easy to everyone because it's not complicated.
Yeah, but people say it is.
I was 11 and I got it.
That's another thing about this one. This one actually has personality as far as the story is concerned, because it jokes around. It remembers that it's a game and it's supposed to be funny every once in a while.
Wait, I thought like we each got a turn.
Sorry,
to talk.
Godan. I'm sorry.
I see how it is. So we can't interrupt you, but you can interrupt us.
Communist Jakistan. Thank you.
I seriously should revolt. There's
every
me
game
and Dan,
has to have comedy in it, or it's not a game.
No, but there's so many of them like lackluster because they don't put any funny in it at all. They take themselves too seriously.
If you want funny RPGs, Final Fantasy IX is not one of my top 10.
It's
no
good as far as comedy goes throughout the entire thing until like the very end.
Spoilers. But yeah, besides
14 years later, spoilers go.
Yeah, I think after 14 years, it's alright to spoil the game.
Besides 8.
Can I talk now? Good. Besides 8, my next favorite one would probably be 10. Beyond that, it's kind of a tie for much. I did enjoy 10 too for the battle system, and the story eventually grew on me.
It was a fun battle system, I will agree.
Like you play through that, and you start to like it rewires your brain. I swear. Like by the end of it, it doesn't bother you anymore. By the end of the game, you feel fine about the story. About the story, you're like, okay, yeah, this is a game.
Oh, there was a story?
There was a
I remember the first time I played 10-2, I was at the apartment with you guys. I just ran up and down me and High Road fighting. I did that for like the first 24 hours. I just level grinded. Like, yeah, this is fun. And I muted the TV so I didn't have to listen to anything.
Yeah, the music in that was horrible.
Fell is the master of grinding.
I am.
But when it comes to music, I actually 8 has the best music for me, in my opinion, just because of the nostalgia it invokes. Fisherman's Horizon theme, Balaam Garden theme.
Is it Balaam? I always called it Balaam.
I'm an American. hard A's.
So one of the other things about this one is all the stuff you could just randomly pick up, and I am a treasure hunter.
Oh yeah, that is so annoying.
I love it. Just wherever you go, oh, exclamation point, another
Was the
thing.
PS1 really your first console?
No, the NES was my first console.
Oh,
PS1
okay.
was my second console.
That is so weird.
So, now you've got to tell me more about the actual characters and the development for said characters
What characters?
in Final Fantasy VIII, because, like, I remember some of it.
I don't think you remember it all, because remember Jake said, he's like, oh, I saw Selfie's panties in that one FMV, and then we went back and watched it, and there were no panties,
You
and
know what?
Jake
My
just had
brother-
this horrified look on his face. He's like, what was I masturbating to all those years?
Pixels that weren't there.
Imagine
Selfie
going-
isn't even the one that I like in that one. It's, Quistis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like Selfie with her big boobs?
No, Quistis all the way, man. I would totally love to get whipped by her.
The characters in 8, I identified with Skull because I was angsty at that time in my life.
But Cloud was angsty too.
Yeah, but I played 7 second, and I didn't. The graphical difference between those two bugged me.
I can't believe it. Graphics killed it for him. Whatever.
Yeah.
Continue. Is there anything else we should know about your favorite Final Fantasy VIII?
Not really. I mean,
You like the card game?
I
Oh, yeah.
love
The
that
card-
yeah,
card.
that
Eight is the
card
best
game
card
in
game.
8, yeah. Jeez.
9's is.
I don't even know. To this day,
Yeah,
I don't
I
know how
don't
the card
know.
game works in 9.
Actually, I'm pretty sure there's like a toughness to the card and then a number. And
I know someone in the comments gonna be like, "Hey, you fucking faggots, kinky, so
And
simple."
9 is the card game they re-released with freaking Final Fantasy 11 for some reason.
I don't know what they were thinking there. But you know
Yeah.
that some nerds got into that and were insulting them by
I don't
calling
know why
it a
they
stupid
changed
game.
it. It was fine in 8. Like there was numbers, and then A was.
And then they made it more complex as you went through the game. Like there was same
I
and
understood
plus
it.
and all that stuff.
And 9, I don't get. Like I graduated from college, and I'm still like, I still don't get this.
You don't get how it works?
I aced statistics, math 221 in college. Still don't get how the card game works in 9.
Oh, yeah. Nobody gets
This is one where we really need those crack black scientists.
See our previous video for that joke.
I was gonna say, did you keep it out there yet? I don't know.
Alright, and Fell.
I really like 7
Yeah, why?
because it was
Like all the
it really
fangirls and
was.
fanboys are screaming your name right now. Fell,
Marry me.
love you. Why 7?
Why not 7? What's wrong with 7?
Notice
you,
how,
why not
like, the
7?
no, there's really no not. Why not? I'm asking you to explain it to our viewers in case they
I
don't
don't think
know,
I need
which
to.
I
I
think
think
every
I
last.
think the viewers are gonna back me up on this.
The materia system, the gameplay, the characters, the story, the everything.
The Sephiroth.
The Sephiroth. Oh, and his favorite character, Barret.
I never even used Barret really.
No?
No. Why would I? Just because I'm black, I would use a black character.
Yeah, of course.
That's another thing I actually.
I
I'm a
figured
Mr.
you-
T guy.
Yeah, I figured you looked up to Mr. T.
I do look up to Mr. T, but not to Barret.
Why not Barret? He has a freaking gun on his arm.
Because he lost his hand from stealing. I don't know.
No, it was in the mining accident.
I know.
Like the Shinra shoulders showed up. And it wasn't really an accident. They burned down the town.
Oh, they burned.
Whoops!
down.
I slipped.
Whoops.
Spilled gasoline everywhere.
And shot everyone. My gun just keeps going off. Alright.
Plus, there's Vincent. How can you not like a guy?
Okay, yeah, Vincent was awesome.
Vincent, and so was Sid. I love Sid.
Sid was such a dick. It was great. Modeled my
Fantasy
He was
personality.
he was so profane too. As you can tell, I modeled myself after Sid.
Well, Barret was so profane in the very beginning of the game, but I think they
Sid
turned
outdid
it-
him
Yeah.
every step.
Yeah.
Well, Final Fantasy VIII has
Yeah, we're waiting.
Zell?
Oh
No.
gosh. Yes, the chicken wuss, and he is a chicken wuss.
God, who was my favorite character in 8?
There were no
Oh,
favorite characters in 8.
I thought you said Squall because you. love
No,
the
I
game.
was a really shy kid, so I could always choose the ... answer.
The,
Everyone,
the ellipsis.
the ellipses.
If only that worked in real life.
I actually, it does. You just don't say anything.
No, it doesn't work for me.
Yeah,
I
of
can't not
course.
say anything. And 7 had Tifa Lockhart. How can you not love her?
Okay, 7 did have a good roundup of female
Yeah.
characters. I loved Yuffie more though than Tifa by
Of course
far.
you would. She was the youngest one.
I was like Tifa was old, or not Tifa, but yeah, Tifa was. Yuffie was older than me at the time when I played it.
Yuffie?
Yuffie. Yuffie Yuffie.
I called it Yuffie.
Yeah,
But this was back before when I didn't know Japanese.
And we're not weeboos.
Well, crap, you have
never
anime up on the other
weird.
tab in your browser window.
You have anime porn on your tab as we speak.
No, it's not.
Not anymore.
Well,
It was.
yeah, once upon a time. Don't
No, once upon a time, like 2 hours ago.
Okay. Yes. Not
But
hours
I like
ago.
Diva because I like women with boobs, but she was also tough.
You want her to beat you?
You want tough dudes.
Sure. No, her limit break was great because really when it came down to it, because of the materia system, you really just needed someone with good limit breaks. And she
That
had
little kid is supposed to.
a great limit break because it hit multiple times. Same with Sid. Same with Barrett. Yuffie. In fact, the only one who, like, I'm trying to think. Kate Sith kind of had. No, not really. Yeah, I think it's just Vincent and Kate Sith that didn't have multiple hit limit breaks.
You gotta admit, like, the most iconic limits come from Final Fantasy VII.
Omnislash.
Omnislash.
And.
Yeah, iconic, sure.
Like, and greatest. I mean, like, name a better limit break than Omnislash or.
Probably Line.
Selfies, the end.
You
More
just-
effective, kill any boss character. I got it once. Once in God knows how many years of playing that game.
And he's played it a lot.
How many years has it been since Final Fantasy VIII? It came out in '99, right? Yeah, it did. It came out the same day the Dreamcast came out.
Okay.
Really? That
Yeah.
was that was probably the nail in the coffin for Dreamcast.
No, Dreamcast had a great launch.
Yeah, it had a great launch, but you're competing with Final Fantasy on your launch date for your console.
And
Wait.
it still did great. Good job at making my point, Jake.
It's
Yeah.
dead.
You know?
It had a great launch. It's dead now, but
It
just
was
failed
alright.
advertising.
Listen, you can buy Final Fantasy for like $50, or you can buy the Dreamcast for
It was what, 200? Yeah, 200.
was it 200?
So yeah, it's still a great deal.
Yeah. Dreamcast was
Considering
a
what
great
the
system.
Dreamcast.
Here's how
did.
great the system of the Dreamcast was. We're doing a podcast on Final Fantasy VII, and we're talking about the Dreamcast
Oh,
right now.
Only because you brought up
Right
that it came
now.
out the
Everyone
same
loved-
time.
The Dreamcast is like the girl that got away.
Fine,
Everyone's like,
whatever.
oh, how could we let that die?
No, the Super Nintendo is the ultimate girlfriend, though. Your girlfriend got away. Mine stuck around forever. And still loves me.
And he's
to
still
this day.
sticking things in her.
Still sticking things in. She's the one I married.
You're like, oh, I
You're
love
that
you,
Jake's
Super
wife. He's married to a console.
I can-
Marriage is null and void now.
She knows this already.
But what other console failed where people, like, after it failed, people were like, oh, how did we let that fail? It was so good.
No, yeah, you're right.
Dreamcast,
Oh,
that's
yeah, I'm
it.
not saying Dreamcast was bad by any means. It was great.
Anyway, we should go back to Final Fantasy.
Data from another game, data from another game, data from another game.
You can just erase that top one.
Why are there only whatever? Okay.
Why are there datas from another game? I don't know, because people play other games. There's more to the PS1 library than
Than
just
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy 9.
Of course, the other Final Fantasies, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, worst Final Fantasies.
I have no idea. I know what Jake's gonna say. 13.
Oh yes, in a heartbeat. 13 was so bad, terrible, absolutely atrocious. Anyone out there who loves 13, I should smack you across the face, just kick you when you're down, and kick dirt in your face. Anyone who loves Final Fantasy 13 should be shot.
I think Justin liked Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah, he definitely needed to be drug out
Point
to the street and
stands
shot. Terrible,
How
terrible.
many hours for 13 did you end up playing?
Oh gosh, it was the first one where I could actually get achievements. I'm so
did you
sad.
actually beat 13?
I did.
Okay, so I'm the only one here.
Hey,
that-
I'm sorry. Is your name Feld too? Wow, what a coincidence.
Did you beat 13?
I did.
Oh, well that's good for you.
I've beaten all the Final Fantasies except for
Well,
all the
how
numerical
much?
Final Fantasies except for 12 and
11 and 14, of course.
I don't count MMOs. Come on.
You can't beat
You-
an MMO.
I know someone's gonna be like, you can.
No, you know you can.
You kind of can. You can kill all the enemies in the game.
I don't
That's
play
beating it more or
MMOs,
less.
so I don't count
Until they
those.
bring out more, which is
So 12 and then what was the one that was released a while ago? The 13 one? Lightning
13?
Returns? No, I actually beat 13 too.
I can't believe that. What? You beat 13-2?
Yeah, I was high. I was in surgery, so I came out of surgery.
That's
a bunch
what I'll
of
do
drugs.
for my next surgery. I'll play 13 and 13 too.
I can tell you right now, kids, if you have drugs, you should definitely play video games while on drugs.
Okay, back to the hatred of Final Fantasy 13.
Maybe I'll enjoy it on purpose.
Terrible characters, terrible music, terrible linear. Okay, most of the Final Fantasies are linear, but this one was so forcefully linear that it was
I think you would need to explain it. We want me to explain the linearity?
Yeah, sure.
The problem was that all the Final Fantasies gave you an illusion of non-linearity, but in reality you had to go somewhere else.
I like my illusions, thank you.
Whereas 13 just got rid of that illusion completely.
Altogether. And then, like, the one thing I did like about 13 were the graphics, and I think the battle system was okay.
Yeah, it was a fun battle system.
Yeah, it was good to get into.
Once you got past the 10-hour intro.
Once you were able to adjust the battle system settings.
Another thing that I hated is you couldn't power level.
Yeah.
Like, basically, they have a cap, and there you go. That's it.
That's one of the things that killed Lost Odyssey for me, is that you couldn't power level in that one either.
Yeah.
If like, they cap you out and they want to keep the difficulty at a certain area, that's fine, but you really have to add some variety there, and I think some people just want to power level, like Fel.
I love power leveling. Because I can't power level in real life.
No, you can't. None of us can. That's so sad.
Just like Dagger there.
Look at her. So
it's Garnet.
Pretty. Dagger, Garnet, same thing.
Garnet. It's not the same thing.
It is.
Especially when you name her Garnet.
I know. I did that once. Like, yeah, no one will ever figure that out.
Okay, so that's my most hated Final Fantasy, and I think that it should be burned and forgotten about. Like, it should be buried in a desert somewhere.
We need to force Jake to play a lot of bad video games. Because when Final Fantasy 13 is his most hated game, isn't it, Jake?
It's my most hated game, not because it's like really, really terrible. It's a decent game.
We're
it's
gonna
my
make you hated because
of the characters and the story, the freaking characters who are there just for fan service and shit.
Sonic 06.
Are you saying Zaz is just there for fan service?
Yes.
Yeah, I really did. He's probably like my favorite black character in any Final Fantasy. There's been, like 3 of those. I want to get like a baby chocobo put in my hair.
I'm trying to think. Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 7, and Final Fantasy 13
burn
had
shit
one.
all over him.
8 had, what was his name, Raiji?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, there really weren't that many black characters.
He always ends every sentence with, you know.
Wait! Shadow was black.
No, he wasn't.
In
He was dressed in black.
He was just dressed in black.
There's a
flashback, and he's not black.
Oh, he's like white? Because I swear, like, with the mask, even like with the mask showing, that he's still got a black face, no? Okay. Maybe he's just got some extra mask under his mask.
You got an extra, just in case one falls off, I have another one.
Die. More and more.
Dan, what was your least favorite Final Fantasy?
Probably 10-2. I'd say it's one of my favorites and one of my least favorites, just because I had
that won't
such a
confuse
high
anyone at all.
I had such high expectations for 10-2.
Really? Because I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, I don't have any expectations at all.
What do you mean when you looked at it? When you looked at the box art?
Well, I looked at like everything.
Well, because this was, I heard they were coming out with a 10-2, and I'm like, oh wow, that's gonna be great. And then my mind started going, and then later I found out what it actually looked like.
No.
But this was before I actually did research on my games. My news source was gaming magazines.
The one thing that I remember about 10-2 is the hot tub scene. Like, that was my first hot springs, whatever.
No, I'm like, I don't remember that
being
being
was
a hot
the
tub.
first hot springs scene for me, besides, I think, Love Hina. Like, do you remember? No, you guys don't know. Okay, never mind. But
I do, but I'm trying to think of another.
I've heard of it. I know it's like one of those
Probably not.
harem animes.
It definitely is, and it's probably the best harem anime.
I tend to not watch anime.
It's actually better in manga, not anime.
It's a good one.
Isn't it?
It really is.
I really hate like Tenchi Muyo and stuff like that. It's like,
So you'll probably hate Love Hina.
why? One guy, like, the guy's always like so boring.
Yeah.
This
he
one is not. No, it's hilarious.
It's really one of those, and it's really one of
He's
those.
boring. What happens to him is what makes him really good.
It's totally meant for you. It's like the Twilight for guys. Before there was Twilight, you're supposed to insert yourself. I can never do that. I'm like, I have a pretty active imagination. I can't imagine that many women liking me. One, maybe two.
8?
If I win the lottery, 3, but not 8. Come on. Gotta make it somewhat realistic.
I both hate and love this part because I always screw up.
If you get 100%,
You get I know the Moonstone, and I've never done it.
I've never
before.
done it. I've never even seen someone do it.
We should like go online and see if someone has actually done it.
Yeah, they
because-
can.
Ah!
I swear someone did it in the apartment.
No, no
I
one,
did it over and over again. I could never get to it.
no one in our apartment. I would have remembered that.
It would have been really funny if it was Justin.
No way that kid could do it.
Well, it wasn't Richie.
It might have been.
No.
The
Queen was not impressed, Jake.
Because I'm not going to make our people suffer through that so many times.
Like you did with the stealing.
Yeah, with the stealing. Oh, the stealing. Speaking of which, thanks for reminding me. I've got to change some settings.
Up the battle speed.
Yeah, up the battle speed, the talking speed, everything.
Why would you ever want the battle speed slower in turn-based battling?
Yeah.
It depends on, like, whenever I'm fighting a really tough boss, I might slow it down. Like one of the super bosses. It makes sense to do it there. So you have more time to think.
But if it's not active, if you have it on wait,
Yeah.
you can literally open a menu and have all the time in the world.
Oh, right. Okay, never mind then.
I was just trying to figure out why they have it. Why not put it at max?
Maybe you
speed?
like stuff that's boring. I don't know. Some people like MMOs. That's boring.
Speaking of MMOs, Final Fantasy had 2 of them, 11 and 14, and I played them both for. Well, I played 11 a lot more than I did 14, but.
That makes sense. It's been out longer.
Mage Masher.
But I've had more of an opportunity to play 14. Anyways, yeah, 11 was a really crappy MMO as they go.
EDB, Cursor, Memory,
And yet Final Fantasy X-2 is still your least favorite?
Run.
Yeah, I'd much rather play 11 than Final Fantasy X too. 11, it was crappy just because it was kind of clunky. It wasn't clunky in the day. What are you talking over me reading that?
Sorry.
Your turn, Jake. Go
Examine
ahead.
her face.
Jake's just
okay.
like...
No, I'm sorry. I was just drooling over, Garnet.
Jake was mentally masturbating.
I can do that.
I bet you can.
Continue, Dan. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm done.
You're done?
Didn't mean to interrupt you.
My least favorite Final Fantasies were the earlier ones.
Which one?
Like 1, 2, and 3.
Is it because it was so painful?
It was. It's too archaic.
I remember like playing one recently in the last 2 or 3 years, and just thinking to myself as I fought through these stupid monsters, how often they just didn't make any sense, and they had these attacks that would randomly just kill my entire party. And I'm just like, okay, sure, yeah, so you just have to get lucky through the dungeon. And no amount of grinding is going to help you out in those.
I did a lot of grinding.
They're saving
That's
grace.
probably why I didn't like it, because you had to grind so much.
See, these two, character guys.
Yes.
Even these odd dummies, jesters have some character development. And the painted backgrounds. The painted backgrounds are so pretty.
Pre-rendered?
Pre-rendered.
Painted? It's like, doesn't look like paint to me.
Oh, they
Nope.
aren't they painted backgrounds? Like
Pre-rendered? Nope.
There's different, okay.
You're wrong.
Okay, sure, yeah, okay.
You're used to it though, it's okay.
No one's Final Fantasy forever.
Ever. You just hate the old ones because
I really do. It's just too old.
Their saving grace is you can now use an emulator and speed them up to insane speeds.
That's how I beat it. And even speeding it up, I hated it. It's like and one made no sense because you killed Garland, but then like the 4 fiends sent him into the future, and he turned into Chaos.
Sounds like
and
Final
as
Fantasy
Chaos, he sent the 4 fiends back in time to send himself into the future, and it's like a time paradox that makes no sense no matter how much you think about it.
Yeah, well, let's talk about Final Fantasy's in-depth story. 7. Final Fantasy VII's in-depth story.
What was wrong with that one?
For the first while, I actually thought Cloud was a clone. And no, they just duplicated the process for making Sephiroth and tried to make him, again, out of Cloud himself. So, the whole time, like, I had to go through this story a couple times to actually figure out that Cloud wasn't actually a clone. He's just a Sephiroth wannabe.
Who wouldn't want to be like Sephiroth?
Yeah.
He's walking through flames.
You're saying he's not a clone?
Okay, now here's where we go. Favored nemesis in any of the Final Fantasies.
Favorite or favored?
A favorite.
Favorite, I guess.
Nemesis, as in your rival or
Your
enemy?
like the enemy,
villain. You
the
mean villain?
Okay.
Kafka.
Kefka.
Absolutely. You gotta respect a villain that can actually destroy the world.
Yeah, he really did screw up everything, and he had fun doing it too.
Reminds me of Jake, actually. He just screws everything up.
He's just gonna
for
be
the hell of it.
a violent villain, yeah. And
Jake laughs a lot like him too.
I really did love that one. He just made me so happy because seriously, he kills off all of his enemies. He kills the Emperor. He screws with everyone, and in the end, he destroys the world, rips it to shreds.
I love that part because you're like, wait, did I do something wrong? Game over?
Did I just lose? And then you've got to go back and like get everybody
And it's
together.
like an entire new world, and it's so awesome.
It really was.
I remember the first time I knew I was gonna like Kefka was when he poisoned everyone at Doma.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, now this is a villain.
Like, you always think to yourself, why doesn't the villain just do this? And Kefka is one of those villains. You never think that about him. You're like, holy shit, he did it. So, yeah, Kefka, easily favored villain. I mean, I know Sephiroth has, like, the badassness, and he is just...
I think Sephiroth's been ruined because of his overuse in general gaming culture.
Yeah.
He just looks better.
Like, whenever I think Sephiroth, I just kind of sigh inside and go,
I guess.
To be fair, Sephiroth is a better character if you play Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7, however you want to say
just
it.
don't play Dirge of Service.
Yeah, just don't...
I played Dirge of Service, I beat it.
Well, so did Ben.
Just to say I could. I'm amazed how many Final Fantasy games I played just to say I can beat it.
Come here.
But anyway, Crisis Core, yes, pick it up if you haven't.
I actually got Crisis Core the other
It's a
day.
shame it's not. I wish it was on, like, you can buy it on the PlayStation Store.
Doesn't your brother have it?
Yeah.
Why did you buy it?
I just bought
Wait,
it.
is that Queena?
Yeah, that is Queena.
She's here?
Yeah,
For the first time?
You get to see Queena right here.
I never knew.
I
I just
thought
thought
it was
well,
just someone
unless-
of the same race or something.
No, because
I'm
only
pretty
Queena
sure
looks
that's
like that.
Queena, yeah. And Queena kind of gets in the way too, a lot of the time. But,
So yeah, play Crisis Core. You
I
get to
know-
hang out with Sephiroth. I mean,
who doesn't want to do that?
who doesn't want to
Is
hang
the
out
main
with
character
Sephiroth?
is Zack in that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And I love, Zack was such a breath of fresh air.
Why?
Because he wasn't annoying like Zidane.
No.
And he wasn't angsty like Cloud. He was like the exact opposite of Cloud and Squall.
Yeah, he was Squall 2.0. The better version.
The better version. I really liked Cloud though, and it wasn't that Cloud was angsty; it's that he was mentally broken.
Yeah, kind of like someone else in this room.
Yeah, thanks. I really did. You know, I liked him for his mentally broken.
You liked him for his mental disabilities.
No, like the guy was legitimately chemically altered in his brain.
So was Zack. If you play Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7, you'll find that what they did to Cloud, they also did to Zack.
Oh, I know they did the same thing. To
And
him.
yet, Zack was a better character.
No, come back. Do I need to talk to that guy? I think I do.
Probably not.
Probably not. I just want to get the elixir, okay?
And I hope they can hear us muttering.
Mutter, mutter, mutter.
Mutter,
Stop.
mutter, mutter.
Okay, there we go. All of the Pluto Knights, if you're wondering where they all are.
I don't even know what they are.
The Pluto, Steiner is the head of the Pluto Knights.
Right, I get that.
And he's supposed to gather them all. They're all supposed to look for Princess Garnet.
Uh-huh.
And if you find them all, you get an elixir from the last one you talk to.
On the stairs.
Yeah.
Generally the last one is on the stairs.
Yeah.
Have you played Crisis Core before?
I actually played it a little bit, but then my little brother took away the PSP.
That's why you're not
using.
singing its praises.
Probably.
It really is a
good Final
I
Fantasy.
think playing Crisis Core made me appreciate Final Fantasy VII more.
Maybe that'll help me. Maybe I should play Crisis Core and then play 7.
Are you really just not like it still?
Yeah, it bothers me for some reason. I've had a hard time with it. I've never beat 7, by the way.
Wow. I think we just lost half our viewers. I unsubscribe. These guys don't know what they're talking about.
Extra one. And then we go through the list of different guys that we found.
Yeah.
But I did buy 7 on the last Steam sale, so it's on my computer.
You can play it.
Wait,
you should.
Now.
I told everyone who my favorite female character was. It's Garnet, easily. And then Yuffie.
We know.
And
Notice how all his favorite female characters are
then
underage.
Terra and Cells. Like
Cells.
Cells.
You're in love with cells?
Yeah, Cells was just awesome. Like, she was strong female character. So
Who
was
is
Terra.
Cells?
Vanille is by far the best
In
female
Final
character in
Fantasy
Final
VI.
Celes?
Celeste.
S.
Let's stop arguing about this. It's
Is
getting very
it CELES, right?
Yeah.
Cells. Celeste.
You can say it either way, bro. It's
Is
not
that how
gonna be.
you're spelling it?
Yeah, that's how I'm
That's
saying.
Celeste.
No.
Okay,
So.
let's go over this. Guy who was in the retarded class, college graduate.
I'm still gonna call her Cells for the rest of my life because, like, she's genetically engineered. It made complete sense for her name to be Cells.
Yeah, you like her so much you don't even bother getting her name right.
She was always Cells to me. Okay.
Seresu.
My eyes are.
Seresu.
You can even look up the
The
Japanese.
Japanese. Seresu.
Jake can't
That's
read
fucked up.
Japanese.
I know.
So it's Celeste.
You guys call her what you will. She'll always be Cells to me. Okay. And this is going to get a comment from somebody. They're going to be like, "Shut up! You're both wrong."
The three
See?
characters in
Awesome.
Katakana are Se, S-E,
Go, Garnet.
R-E,
So pretty.
S-U.
We're gonna get the FBI on us. It's like, one of these guys is a pedophile. It's probably the black one.
Sarisu.
And then Zaidane's so pissed that she falls away, and he's like, "Come here!" It's a good one. I like it.
Hey, she's 18. What do you know? She's of age.
Wow, that's a. I'm impressed, Jake. You let someone who's not underage for once.
When all of these came out, they were all older than me at the time. My love has stayed true to them, though.
You know, I've always liked older women. Not old women, but older.
So you like what?
Tifa.
Lulu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Fine, Lulu.
Yeah,
Everybody
you
likes
know what?
Lulu.
I liked Riku.
Riku was.
Just
Why?
I like that weird perky personality thing, so.
Yeah,
I bet you
Perky
like
is right.
Vanille.
No.
I might have if it wasn't for her voice actor. I'm sorry, but when she has an American, Australian, British accent
Same with Fang.
and doesn't know which one she wants to choose, it drives me insane.
I like Beatrix in this one. She was tough.
Beatrix is
I like
awesome.
tough women.
You like tough women?
Tough
Okay.
women with,
All right, ladies, you hear that? He likes tough women.
with big boobs. It's always big boobs with me, isn't it? Something's wrong with me.
Strong, manly.
Yeah,
The strong, manly type with large boobs.
that's Tifa.
Yeah, Tifa, Beatrix, Lulu is not, and Lulu's probably the least tough after all of all those.
Well, she's like.
I never used
She's
her.
different type,
She's.
yeah.
I never
like,
used
mean.
her.
I
She
made her
is
a melee
mean.
character because it's hilarious to see dolls beat the shit out of things. Run her through Orange Tree, it's hilarious.
That's one thing I did like about Final Fantasy X was the job system. Okay, here we go.
The job system?
It's
Or
the sphere grid.
sphere
The sphere grid. Like, there is no...
10-2 had a job system, sort of.
I guess this is something that we should go over is like the different kind of, I guess, job systems that each.
The style, I guess.
Yeah, the style of like leveling your characters through each Final Fantasy.
I hated 8.
I hate job system.
You hate job systems?
I'm not a fan at all.
I love
loved-
tactics.
I love 10-2. The battle on that is just being able to switch jobs and yeah, it's like
See, best scene. Look at this. So good.
Why is this
Oh,
so
not
good?
best scene, but great.
You like it when
She
guys get
wants
on
to
their
be
knees?
kidnapped. He's there to kidnap him, and he's got chivalry. He goes down on one knee. I will kidnap
It's
you, princess.
sarcastic, sir.
It's
Wow.
not sarcastic.
Sarcastic chivalry? Yeah, it is.
No, he's not being sarcastic.
I think you have issues, Jake.
I don't think you understand Zidane.
Isn't he a thief?
He is.
Thieves don't have chivalry.
He does.
Do you know what the code of chivalry is?
You can have chivalry as a thief, you just don't have to have the whole thing. I hate you guys. You're always trying to down my great characters. They're great, okay? I don't think Zidane's really like one of the very best main characters. I think he's kind of like a weak point in the series.
Who is the best main character out of all the Final Fantasies?
Cloud?
Not even close.
Who? Terra, maybe.
No. I always liked Locke.
Terra goes through
She was so boring. Like, bland.
Dude, she actually goes through, and in the end, she's getting rid of magic in her world, which could actually erase her from existence.
I wouldn't mind if she was erased.
You take that back. I smack you in the tits now.
What did you say?
He's saying that Terra was not a very good character, but she was.
I thought she was kind of boring.
Oh, so who's your favorite main character?
In Final Fantasy VI?
Or in any Final
Locke
Fantasy?
was great.
Well, Locke was great, yeah, but in any Final Fantasy.
In any Final? There's lots of good ones. Auron was a good one. Yes.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was.
He
Balthier? How can you not love Balthier?
Yeah, fuck our Balthier. I forgot all about freaking 12. How did I do that?
Because it's an MMO.
I actually liked it.
I love
12. I think 12 would have been a lot better if they got rid of the two useless characters that don't do anything.
The main characters.
Yeah.
Vaughn and Penelo, who have nothing to do with the story.
At all. Except for they're supposed to be people that you can empathize with.
I didn't empathize with them.
Yeah, of course you didn't, because they were dumb. Apparently, Square Enix thinks that
street urchins are awesome.
that the common person is, first of all, has no parents. Secondly, is poor as hell. And third, dipshits.
Well, they're a third, right? They are dipshits.
Well, the characters are, but not all of the people who play Final
Yes.
Fantasy are.
Most people are dipshits, Jake.
You think most people are dipshits?
Oh, for sure, I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
did we actually answer the favorite battle systems for everyone? We didn't even answer that.
I didn't even realize that was a question. You just said favorite system. When you
I
said
actually
jobs.
like the Gambit system, speaking of systems. I enjoyed being able to plan ahead of my battles and try to set it up so I could walk through the game and just grind that way instead of grinding by hitting X over and over again.
And
that was the first time that there was a, what was it called, links, where if you slay the same number of enemies in a row, you get bonus.
Yeah, chain. I think it was chain.
Yeah, chain. I really like the chain system, even though it got annoying when you broke a huge chain on accident. Stupid Gambit system. I hate you so much. Yeah, I'm really paradoxical here.
I really like Final Fantasy Tactics. I really do. I love the job system in that one. It was great. Like, you have to level something up to get another job, and then once you get that one, you level other ones up. The ninjas.
And yet you don't like 10-2.
Yeah. 10-2 was atrocious because of story and character. You see, I just came off
down
of...
through the ages.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know the rest of the lyrics of this song.
I just came off of Final Fantasy X. One of the best endings in any Final Fantasy ever. You find out that the main character you've been playing it the entire time, spoiler alert, is dead. He's just basically...
He's a dream.
He's
A
not
dream.
dead, he's a dream.
Fine.
There's a difference.
No, he is dead. He once existed. They brought him back as a dream.
No.
Okay?
No, it isn't.
Nope, 10-2. If you would bother to play it, you find out.
Well, what happened?
Tidus was a dream. Like, okay, so
Here's
here's
a fate's dream, basically. Right?
here's where I read it online. Tidus was the Faith's dream of what they... Because, they recreated Xanarkand using Pyreflies, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
The little...
But Shuyen's Pyrefly they couldn't get, and so they tried to recreate it as best as they could.
Who's Shuyan?
You really haven't played 10-2, have you?
No, I haven't.
He's the guy that looks like...
He's the main antagonist of 10-2. He looks like Tidus.
Okay.
And so that's how he was created. Which makes
what
me
I
wonder,
like.
was Shuyan Jet's son?
Yeah, it's a good question.
I think that's one of the things we should ask.
Wait, they brought Jekt, or the Fate brought Jekt into the future first,
Right.
so they screw up on him too.
No, I don't think so.
See, look at this. No, I hate movies. This is comedy. Anyways, continue.
Oh, that was so funny.
It's important to me. We're watching it, and it's the Final Fantasy. Tits. Assholes.
That was more my elbow, but whatever.
My wrist.
Well, don't defend yourselves, and it'll be your tits next time.
Anyway, so yeah, Tidus was just the face recreation of Shuyan.
Yeah, but Tidus was just such a... Oh, gosh.
I don't get you talk about arcs. He had a great arc.
No, he didn't. He cried. Things were bad.
Wait, what?
Tidus? Character should have been a female. Would have been, I think, better.
Maybe I'm just... When did he cry?
All the time.
Not cry with tears,
Okay.
but just whine.
No, he actually cried.
When?
A few times.
I don't even remember.
Like,
I know Yuna cried in that pond.
like, look it up,
I don't
guys.
think...
Is this going to be like the selfie panty
I
thing
think it
again?
is. He's imagining things.
You're imagining.
Look it up, you bastards. I guarantee you he cried. And again, I could be wrong, but still.
You say as I start looking it up.
Alright, I'll bet money on this one.
Jet had a good arc too, even though he wasn't part of the story. Oh, he was part of the story, he just wasn't the main character.
Yeah.
He had to collect the Jet spheres for that.
I really wish there was more...
I wish there was a prequel to that and played as Jet and Braska and Auron.
Auron, yeah.
That would have been... That's what they should have done, not Final Fantasy X-2, but Final Fantasy X-half or something.
They really should have done that because one of the things I really liked about 10-2 was the fact that you could go back and explore places. But if you could go explore places beforehand, that would have been even better.
Like 10 years earlier?
Yeah.
You know,
Instead of just 2 years later?
one of the saddest things about Final Fantasy X, it got rid of the world map. I mean, like, there was kind of a world map, but it wasn't the same.
That makes sense, because it was 3D.
Well, yeah, but, like, all the Final Fantasies before that I had played had world maps, and then they didn't have one, and it bothered me. To this day. That's right.
You're still bothered? It still haunts you at night? You wake up, cold
You say
sweat at
that
night?
No world map!
What's wrong with it?
Were you talking about 10?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did have a world map, technically.
Technically.
It didn't have an explorable world map, but it had a map of the world, as you would.
I didn't mind 10. I like that whole pilgrimage aspect. You want to talk about linearity? That was completely linear.
Yeah.
Yeah,
was.
that one was.
100%.
I did enjoy, but towards the end, where you got the airship, you were able to do a few side quests, which was nice. I enjoyed finding out about some things like spoilers. Seymour's mom is at the Animus thingy.
Anima,
Yeah, thank you. Animus
Assassin's
Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. Mega Sisters. If you're playing the international version, there was the Dark Aeons
Mm-hmm.
and Penance. I still haven't done Penance because it's like an hour-long fight. I'm not saying I wouldn't win. I know I would, but I just don't want to sit there for an hour.
You know, I think there is one boss in Final Fantasy IX I haven't beaten, and that's the one...
Ozma.
Yeah.
I haven't beaten him either.
It's just one of those fights where you're just like, I don't know.
I know you can exploit the AI and beat him really easily.
Yeah, there's actually also the tent trick. Like, if a boss actually can have any status effect, you throw a tent on them and it'll give them all of the status effects that they can have. So, you do that at the very beginning of the fight and it makes it 10 times easier. Oh, chase him around.
Is this part of the humor you're talking about?
Yeah. Like, at my age, when I first started playing this, I laughed a lot. I thought it was great.
I guess simple things amuse simple people.
Yeah, it's easy to make me laugh, okay? I'm also jolly. What do you want? Probably one of the reasons that I like this one so much. Why do I have to get so defensive about my Final Fantasy? I'm not ridiculing you guys for your choices. Even though we all know Dan's is the terrible choice.
I'm still researching Titus crying. What?
I don't mind. I like Final Fantasy VIII. It was different.
I did like Final Fantasy VIII after the second time I played it. Because the first time I played it, it was
How
so
many Final
different.
Fantasies did you play before 8?
Final Fantasy 3, 6, and 7. 3, 6, same thing.
Oh. I'm like...
At the time it was 3, now it's
so
6. Why do I have to...
I'll just say 6 because 3 is something else.
Okay.
So I played 1 on the NES, 2, or I guess 4, 6, 7, and 8. So that was kind of different. Especially the stock system, because that was something you didn't see in any RPGs.
I did enjoy that they tried something new after I figured out how to use it, but most of the time, like, I was just dumb about what to do with it.
Yeah, okay.
I wasn't the only one, okay? I was used to the materia system. I was used to Final Fantasy on the Super Nintendo where like, I could learn spells from equipping things. That's when it got back to 9 and I was like, yay, I can equip stuff and learn things again. Hoorah! Hoorah.
Hoorah. Okay. I'm not criticizing you. There's nothing wrong with your choice.
Wait, I still am the only one who has said my favorite heroine.
No, I told you, Tifa!
Oh, wait. Yeah, you did. Dan!
Yo.
Why haven't you said your favorite heroine yet?
He likes the brand from Afghanistan. Quality heroin. Right there, right, Dan?
What?
In Final Fantasies, like...
Who's your favorite female character?
Yeah.
Favorite female character... I would have said years ago Renoa, but I recently replayed 8, and she is annoying as hell. So... Oh, let's see. Fran.
Fran? Like...
The bunny
Yeah.
chick.
I actually like her. She's bulky as a sec.
Well, of course, everybody likes her.
Oh, I bet you do.
Yeah.
I like the Vera in general.
So that's just the hotness wins now?
It's a shame, like,
That's not the
for all the
hotness
great
wins.
characters
Actually-
in 12, like, the story was just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like Ash. I'm like, well, I really didn't care about Ash. I never used her. Fran was in my party the entire time.
Okay. So we've got that covered. We've got battle systems. Dan, did you say your favorite battle system?
I really like my favorite, probably the classic, just 7, 8, stuff like that. But I do like pretty much all of them. I like the job system. I like the gambit system. I never got to the point where I could really customize 13s, so I never really got to
Don't bother with
experience
13.
that.
Yeah, don't.
So I can't really comment on that one.
I don't get why 13 had so many sequels.
Really? Like, did it really do so well? Are there so many people out there who like bland,
this day,
terrible
I still
characters
think-
and atrocious storylines?
Whoever... What's his name? Whoever's in charge of Square Enix just hates gamers. I swear,
Yes,
like, a gamer
I will
must have
fucking
fucked his
this.
wife. Like, his wife ran off with the game and he's like, I'll make them all pay. You
You
don't like Final Fantasy 13? Bam! 13-2. Oh, you don't like that one either? Bam!
Lightning Returns.
Lightning Returns.
I just think that somehow maybe it just did super well in Japan and here. No?
Although it was, like,
So
Final Fantasy
well.
13 was one of the most best-selling. Wow. But, like,
But that's because...
so was Final Fantasy 7, and that one didn't get a sequel
Yeah,
until,
well, we got a
like...
bunch of spin-offs though.
But
years
not
and years
for
later,
years, part of the Final Fantasy 7 collection compendium thingy.
Speaking of which, where's our remake, Square Enix? What the fuck?
It's gonna take a lot of time to remake it.
Oh yeah,
They're
that's
never
it.
gonna remake
They're
it.
never. They will remake it when they're about to fail because they need a cash flow or some
No.
crap.
They'll just
Generally,
re-release
yeah,
something.
they've already lost a lot of gamers that played Final Fantasy 7. They're no longer playing video games at this point.
I'm no longer. Well, I'm not gonna. I say that I don't want to play the next Final Fantasy, but I've already pre-ordered it. I have to give it a shot. I have to like hope and pray that somewhere, some way, someone figured out, what's
I
good
am
and
going
bad.
to fuck at them because they fuck at me.
Oh, and I don't think the Japanese care so much about what the Americans say about their video games. I really think that they just don't give a shit about us. At least Square Enix. I think that that's just how it is.
So back on the Titus crying front. Apparently it's in the cutscene where his dad's yelling at him.
Oh yeah.
That's
when he was a little
When
kid.
he was a
Are we
little
really?
kid.
Are we really gonna do this?
There was more than one, I swear.
He's a stupid little kid crying.
And then he bitches and moans all the time.
I
Yeah,
would
he said
too.
crying though. They said it's.
Think
never
of
even
how cool
established that it's really
Xanarkand
crying.
is with all the robots doing stuff, and then you get sent to Spira. There's no internet, and like no porn.
It's a bad.
You would
example
cry.
of porn.
There's no...
I know Jake's like.
That's the only thing you're good for, crying. That is the only thing he's good for. Titus was a terrible main character.
Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying he didn't cry
I
all
actually
the
liked
time.
him.
You do, because you bitch and moan more than he does.
I'd just rather have, yeah.
Somebody who doesn't say much.
I didn't like the way he looked.
I am a huge fan.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like they really need to learn some symmetry on their character designs.
Look, he pulled the pants out of the water. Like half of it's like fishnet. And he just pulled a pair of pants out of the water. It was caught on fishnet. He cut it up.
From what I read, I think it's because Hironobu Sakaguchi wanted to.
What?
Anyway, Hironobu Sakaguchi wanted to test. He really wanted to push his the whatever graphics designers.
Character designers.
There you go. And so he made like all these weird
Make
okay,
him
this
more
here
gay.
because I know with the belt thingy with Lulu, she had like all that front belt. He did that just to push him. I know Squall had his jacket had a bunch of fur on it. He did that to
plus
push
he had
him.
the two belts. It's like he just went insane when it came to Lulu.
So it wasn't
You like
really.
the two
It
belts
wasn't an
on Squall.
aesthetic choice. It was just like, oh, I just feel like pushing them because I guess he hated them too.
As much as he hates us.
One of them made a disparaging comment about his wife. Oh, you think of she like that, huh?
I should show you. You make this work all day long. You'll
So-
never see your wife.
Hironobu Sakaguchi's making another game.
What?
No, I know it's for phones though.
Oh.
Is it going to be one of those... What was that one title for iPhone? The Final Fantasy...
All the Bravest.
All the Bravest.
Yeah.
That is the worst Final Fantasy game out there, period.
I haven't even played it, but I'll take your word for it.
No. Still 13. At least All the Bravest was shite for not having a story and crap. This one actually tried to have a story and failed so miserably.
I'd rather something try than just be a cash grab.
No, this Final Fantasy 13 was a cash grab.
No, that thing was in development for a long time.
All the Bravest.
You don't
was
spend 3 years on a cash grab.
You do when you put that many fucking fangirls into it. Or whatever they are.
Fan service?
Fan service girls.
Come on, you watch anime.
I do, but I
You
just...
watched Love Hina.
I love Hina's great. That one was also right around the time I was getting into Final Fantasy.
Hitting puberty.
Hitting puberty.
And yet you don't like Neon Genesis Evangelion.
I hate it.
Of all the fan service, that is like the most fan servicey thing I've ever
Terrible ending. I don't even... I hate the main character, too. Whiniest little bitch that you could ever get.
That we can agree on.
Yeah. But you would be just as whiny if you were... Like, that was what you were doing, basically. It's like, hey, kid, hey, son, I know I haven't talked to you in years. Come jump into this big thing and maybe kill yourself.
Yeah.
He had a shitty life, so he kind of was... I don't know.
I still, at least some people get bitter and hateful and start just killing people. That's much better than, my life sucks.
I'll take someone crying over someone killing.
I don't know. I thought there would be a lot of identification between you and a guy that masturbated next to an unconscious woman.
Oh, there definitely is.
I've never done that before. I don't think I would do that.
It's on your bucket list.
I don't think it's even on my bucket list.
He said you don't care if they don't move.
Necrophilia is different.
Yes, that's gonna be good.
We learned so much about Jake today, didn't we, everyone?
You already knew it. I just was letting it out there before you said it, because you would sooner or later.
I didn't know you were into necrophilia.
I said that, I don't know how many times.
Dude, I'm not gonna believe this.
Maybe I just wasn't paying attention.
It's just a casual, though. Don't worry, guys.
I guess if they get this far into this episode, then they deserve to hear this.
It's not an episode talking about Final Fantasy. Back on course.
It's podcast episode 1.
Podcast episode 1, Final Fantasy 9. The love of all loves.
If it's not about whatever.
You know what's a great Final Fantasy?
What?
4. The remake on the DS.
Yeah. I never played it, but I did watch a playthrough.
You should. It is. When you talk about remakes improving stuff, I think that is like the 10 ultimate remake that improves something.
Isn't the last boss ridiculously hard?
Everything is ridiculously hard.
Oh.
In that
Like
game.
the Crystal Tower or whatever you go to.
We forgot about this. Best boss in any Final Fantasy.
Yu Yevon, Final Fantasy X.
No. I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy VII's. I have a hard time choosing between Emerald and Ultimate, but I want to go with Emerald because, not Emerald and Ultimate, Emerald and Ruby, because Emerald was just hilarious. How many times that you had to die to finally beat him. You had to power level so freaking hard. The first time I ran into him, no, it was Ruby Weapon that I ran into the first time. The first time,
what's that?
I know exactly. Hey, what's this? Boss fight!
It's so weird because the first weapon you fight was not the first. The first one you beat was Diamond Weapon. That was easy, and then Ultima Weapon. Like, all right, it's a little bit harder, but hey, still manageable. And then those two are just ridiculously tough.
I know, like, oh, jeez. First, they're a surprise, so if you haven't saved in a little bit, it pisses you off. I actually really like the Chocobos too in Final
So
Fantasy.
let me interject really quick while we're on the screen here. What did you guys think about the? I won't call them limit breaks, but what do they call them? 9?
I think it's one of the worst decisions they made.
Yeah.
9.
That's my opinion too.
Because you can't, like, I can understand, like, if you could save it, that would have been great.
Exactly.
But
you can't use it strategically. It just comes when it comes.
And then it doesn't stick around.
Yeah.
which is completely, like, in Final Fantasy 7 you could save your limit break.
Yeah.
You just couldn't attack.
And then 8 you can break the system with it.
So it's designed
Keep
that
yourself.
way.
That's why I would always junction magic on HP, just so.
Yeah. So you can get it once you're at like
A little bit
1,500. You're in the yellow.
I
And 10 had overdrive where you could save it up again.
Yeah. I have to agree Final Fantasy IX's limits, or trances, were not really that great. Terrible, actually.
I actually like 12. 12 you can chain it together.
I love those. Oh, gosh.
Have you played
I need
Final
to
Fantasy
replay
4 on the
12.
DS? Going back to that,
I haven't.
You really should get it. It's a fun game.
it is so good, and like the story and the Kane.
Twitch.tv/BigRichie2004 played it. It was great.
It actually has voice acting and cutscenes, and it's so good. It really is.
Oh, I'm fine with getting and trying.
Like I played Final Fantasy 2 on the
I played 3.
SNES, and then 4, same thing, whatever. So I played it for the SNES, and then again on the PS1 because they ported it, and I played it again on the DS. And playing it on the DS made me appreciate it so much because it's like, all right, this is great.
I actually had more enjoyment watching Final Fantasy 4 than I had watching like any other playthrough in a while for Final Fantasy. The person I was watching was streaming 1 through 10 in a row.
Ouch.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun.
Just trying to stay awake, or just of course he had to sleep. Duh.
It took him like 4 or 5 months. And I think he stopped halfway through 9, so he stopped to go back to it.
Have you ever beat a Final Fantasy straight through without sleeping?
No, I don't think.
My friend's brother, who was the biggest nerd ever, and he was good looking, so whatever. He just had it made, I guess. He had it all.
What did he do?
He beat Final Fantasy 7 in 3 days. Straight.
Straight.
And
That's terrible. I would never do that to myself.
I think in 8 it is possible, since most of the enemies level off you, besides the islands between heaven and hell, so you can probably push through that if you want to.
Apparently in 9 there is a sword called Excalibur 2 that you can get within 12 hours if you get to a certain place on Disc 3 within 12 hours.
Disc 4.
Disc 4? Okay, so you could...
It's in the last dungeon, I think.
I'm sure that if you did things right, you could do just about any Final Fantasy in one sitting, but it would just...
Here's the thing that sucks. Excalibur 2 you can only do on the PS1 version.
Yeah, because you can open it.
Because you can open the disc tray and skip all the FMVs, which count as playtime. But you can't do it on the downloaded versions. It is impossible to do.
I'm not even sure the sword...
Impossible.
So let's also...
Impossible!
While we're talking about that, let's talk about 12 and unobtainable weapons.
Impossible.
The system of, if you open this one chest, you can't get the best weapon in the game for that character. Oh, it pissed me off.
That pissed you off.
The worst part is, you open the chest, it wasn't really that great to begin with.
Yeah, it was... I think it was, Gil in it?
Probably. I don't remember.
Somebody warned me about this ahead of time. So.
I didn't get warned. I was already through that part.
Yeah, I didn't get warned
fuck
either.
that. So I just didn't... I still need to go get that weapon eventually.
I should state that I have never beaten 12. Actually, I should probably state all the ones that I have beaten.
Yes, do.
Seven.
I think the more Final Fantasy games you beat, the more weight your opinions hold.
Okay, fine. Mystic Quest. We're gonna start back in the back. Final Fantasy 3.
Are we
Super
counting the
Nintendo.
side ones? I thought it was just the main series.
And we're gonna do Tactics, and we're gonna do the GameCube one, the Crystal Chronicles thing.
That's negative points for that one.
And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 13.
Crystal Chronicle. Really? I went to GameStop, bought the game, played it for an hour. I went right back to the GameStop and turned. He's like, "Were you just here?" "Yeah, I'm turning this back in." Piece of shit. I was actually looking forward to it too. Luckily, I bought it used, and they had the 7-day return policy.
Well, some of us had little brothers, and we put Game Boy Advance hookups on our GameCube so we could all play together.
Oh, you're rich enough to have a Game Boy Advance?
It wasn't like it was all that expensive.
It is if you don't have a job.
Yeah. Back when the Advance was out, I had a Game Boy Color.
I wasn't always an American citizen, Jake.
Ooh. When did you get your American citizenship?
In 2010.
For anybody who was thinking about deporting him, sorry, it's not possible anymore. Oh.
So funny, huh?
Okay, minigames. Best minigames.
Chocobo minigame for 8. It was like a Tamagotchi.
Triple Triad on Final Fantasy 8 and Blitzball.
Blitzball.
Blitzball was
I
fun.
enjoyed Blitzball.
I really love the Coliseum in Final Fantasy
No, you didn't.
6. Coliseum was...
I like how we were talking about which Final Fantasy games we beat and Jake just skips over everyone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fel. Which ones have you beaten?
No, Dan goes first. We gotta go in order.
You're the one who's
Let's
bitching
see.
and moaning. Talk.
Tits,
Season
Jake,
4 beat
tits.
that as a game. I beat 6, 8, 10, 10, 2, 12. That's it. Not including the side stuff.
Yeah, side
Include
stuff.
the side stuff.
Do
Come
we
on.
have to include the side
Yes,
stuff?
we do. People need to know our shame.
I co-beat Dirge of Cerberus.
We
with one of my friends.
everyone knows your shame, Jake.
I played.
We know about your kittens, your
whatever that Final Fantasy
pedophilia,
fighting game
necrophilia.
was, PSP,
Dissidia.
Dissidia.
anything with ophelia on the end.
He's
that's
talking.
yours.
Shut up.
And
Sorry. Relist it, Dan, because I was talking.
I think I really missed Dissidia, but I played.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay, so you don't have that great of a list.
No, he's not a big Final Fantasy fan, okay? Jeez.
Yeah, I like 8.
Why you gotta hate Dan?
Well, I'm not hating.
You're hating on
Yeah.
But my list is better than his, so it holds a little more weight, as you said, okay?
Well, my penis is larger than yours.
Well, fine.
And
so
corkscrew
you're...
shaped.
For corkscrewy pleasure women? I don't know.
It doesn't spin. I have to spin it for it.
Spin it fast enough, it becomes a helicopter.
Now, and now we're not going to
Mary
listen.
Poppins style.
I was going to say, I'm not going to listen to Fel's list because he's not going to say it.
How do you know?
Because you're just bitching and moaning just to bitch
I'm
and moan.
definitely gonna say it because it beats the shit out of your list.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10, 2. 13, 13, 2. Crisis Core, Final Fantasy 7. Mystic Quest. Dirge of Cerberus. What other Final Fantasy games?
You never beat Final Fantasy Tactics,
I'm not really a strategy RPG guy.
but you like this guy.
That's the only one I've beaten. No, actually, that's not true. I also beat Jeanne d'Arc, which is a great PSP game if you like strategy games. Strategy RPGs, you can definitely play that one. So there's 2. Congratulations. What other Final Fantasy games were there?
But Final Fantasy Tactics was
No.
so good.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was great.
This guy is way better.
I need to replay it on an emulator where I can speed up everyone's movement.
Speed 400%.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
my thing. It seems like it took so long.
Was that it? What else? I know there's more Final Fantasy games.
Oh, there's so many more. Like, we're gonna be able to list them all.
I have not played Final Fantasy 4 After Years or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I skipped that one because I don't know. And I would have beaten 12, but my PS3 broke, and I didn't feel like starting over.
That is such a long game.
Yeah, and the story is not worth repeating. It's
Like,
so
I really
much
hope there's like an
political
HD
stuff.
version for the Vita, and then I'll beat it, so I can say I beat it. And MMOs, I don't count MMOs because
Oh yeah, did you play any of the MMOs?
Nope.
I
I'm not
played
an MMO
11.
I haven't even
14.
played World of Warcraft. There's like impoverished Kenyan kids who's like, yeah, I played World of Warcraft. I'd have played it like on a hand crank laptop, one-handed. Yeah, I just don't like MMO. I don't like the grindiness of MMOs.
you love to grind.
But I like to grind.
That,
But the grind, I like grinding because it's fun. But I don't like it like when they force you to do it.
Yeah,
Grinding is nice because I get to
more.
choose when I want to
Yeah.
grind.
yeah, but you grind like...
No one ground like I ground in World of Warcraft. Oh god, how I ground.
I don't know, man. I can compete with you there for vanilla WoW usually.
48 hours in one area? 2
Maybe
days
not.
straight?
That's not the type of
48
grinding we're talking
hours.
about, Jake. We're talking about leveling
Earth
up.
Elementals specifically. Badlands.
I have no idea what you guys are talking
Elemental
about.
Earth, selling it for mucho dinero.
Okay, so in Final Fantasy 11, I actually played that one a lot, but I never got past like level 15 because I could never find a party to go places with. And that's one of the things that bothered me about it. I had played all these Final Fantasies solo my entire life, and then all of a sudden I've got to party up with people.
It was
Why?
really annoying.
Jake
People should
likes
not be
solo.
involved in Final Fantasies. I don't agree with the MMOs, I played them.
Alright, so we've listed them off. What else do we need to go over? Have we missed anything? Anything at all?
I can't think of anything. We kind of covered a lot.
Yeah.
Alright, well I
It's
think
definitely our longest thing ever.
this is a podcast. It's supposed to be long.
Long and hard.
Podcast.
Podcast?
Podcast.
We'll see how well this does. If like 100 people watch this,
Or maybe we'll do it again.
maybe we'll do another one.
But
We should probably do like a poll or something. What do you want us to talk about next?
nothing.
Yeah, we'll put it
Let's have an episode where no one talks about anything.
Just the entire time. Just
Catch that ludicrous display
You
last
catch
time.
How about those sports?
them their sports things. So what about, I have to ask this, was Loke your favorite character in Final Fantasy VI?
Luke.
Loke.
Locke.
Loke. Loke.
Sega.
Loche?
Loke. It has an E at the end.
Locke.
These can be silent.
We can look it
Yeah,
up in
the E's can
Japanese.
be silent like in cells, you asshole!
No, it can't be
This-
silent if there's something after it, Jake.
Yeah, you can.
English.
Lokes.
You can have a silent E if it's at the end.
I'm still saying cells, man.
You can't
You're
go
just
on.
always wrong, so that's okay.
Yes, Fro Manchu.
Fro Manchu.
Fel's just got a giant fro right now for
I
some
do.
reason.
For some reason. I wonder
But
why,
it's
because
hair.
I have a lot of hair.
Alright, so I just want to do this. Favorite characters throughout each Final Fantasy that
we already
we've
do
played
favorite
and
character?
beaten. And it's not just...
I just told you all the ones that I beat like almost all of them.
Okay, so you should have a long list, shouldn't you?
I should. How are you supposed to say a favorite character in one?
What's your favorite overall character? Did we go through that? Yeah,
We did, yeah.
I forget, what was yours, Fel?
I really like Zack and Sabin.
Zack and Sabin.
I spaced off
Aaron.
during mine, so
Aaron's cool.
yeah, literally mine's probably gonna be Balthier.
Balthier, right? Liked him too.
He's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but he's probably my favorite character because my favorite Final Fantasy doesn't have that great of characters.
That's who should have been in Dissidia. Balthier.
Yeah, he would have been a good character too. Damn it.
Why Vaughn? Like, I really don't understand why they put Vaughn and Penelo.
Yeah.
Like, go through Final Fantasy 12, take out Vaughn and Penelo, and see how much changes. Nothing. They were useless.
You could have easily started as Balthier and Fran trying to break into the castle. That would have been the best Final Fantasy ever.
It really could. Dan laughed, but it was kind of like, ha ha ha, I was right.
Yeah, it's...
Alright, well, I think that's it for us. Unless you guys have anything else.
Yeah, we can end there.
Alright. Thanks so much for watching Two Stupid Gamers Podcast 1.
Out of, I don't know, maybe 2.
We'll see.
How well it does. So you guys have a good day. Thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, all those cool things. Love you. Bye-bye now. Steiner's waving bye-bye. See? Look at him wave. Bye-bye, Steiner.
He's thrusting.
That's not a really wave bye-bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Looks like
shaking that
looks like he has
doll.
Parkinson's.